What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today I want to talk to you about SoundHound. So I did a video yesterday where I went over the preliminary 14A and various things like that where I wasn't really a big fan of, but they just dropped some groundbreaking news that I wanted to go over, what it means, data points, and everything else you need to know. But first, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So SoundHound is up 8.47%, 770 the low, 825 the high. So SoundHound for sure is outperforming every other stock on my watch list. So it's kicking ass and taking names. And the news that did come out is this right here. So SoundHound AI joins forces with Tencent Intelligent Mobility. So in case you don't know, Tencent already has a lot of pre-existing partnerships with big names such as NIO and Toyota. So at the end of the day, this is going to open up Pandora's box for SoundHound through various licensing, bringing in a lot of much needed revenue. And if everything goes according to plan, this could cycle back into North America. So I think through Tencent, that's going to really push it to the Asian markets, and nothing really wrong with that. I think they've done a little bit better of a job for kind of the autonomous driving and just tech overall in their automotive sectors. So I think that's kind of a smart move from SoundHound, but like I said, I think ultimately that will cycle back into North America. They already do have Lucid under their umbrella. That hasn't really developed from that, but I think Lucid is going to be ramping up in the rest of the year and coming years. But I think the big name obviously would be Tesla. So again, I think that this is very good, will bring them a lot of good revenue over the next several years through licensing. And just, I think the more important part of this is getting their name out there and opening up Pandora's box, because this to the world now does signal that SoundHound has something concrete. And so I think at the end of the day, even though management has been rather quiet on various things, I think that this does speak volumes. So it'd be really good if we did see some interviews over the next couple of trading days coming from SoundHound for them to kind of talk about this. So let me know your general thoughts on that in the comments below. So I think this is absolutely amazing timing, and most likely the earnings is going to be coming out in the next couple of weeks anyways, as I mentioned in my video yesterday. So that will most likely be the next big catalyst that they can actually piggyback off of this kick-ass news from. So yeah, I think all in all, pretty good stuff. Let me know your general thoughts on that. As far as what is also really moving the market higher, we did have this recently come out. I'll just hit refresh. So as you can kind of see, it looks like there is going to be some sort of de-escalation coming from China, as the current situation is very unsustainable, as what Tencent did state. So I think that this is indirectly a signal to the market that there is going to be a deal coming with China. So I think this is going to really propel a lot of stocks higher, similar to what happened roughly 2 weeks ago, where things went up like 20+%. So I think this could be coming as well this week. So just kind of stay tuned for that. But nonetheless, I think that this news is very, very good. So I'm going to dive deep into it a little bit more, just to see if there's anything else, maybe other pre-existing partnerships that Tencent does have that SoundHound would be able to benefit to, and potentially that they can pivot as well. So yeah, I think this is pretty good. Market seems to be recovering fairly well today. On the side note, shorts are returning, so that's always a good, nice FU to them. So they are returning 14,000 shares, not as much as I would have anticipated, but again, I guess a win is a win a little bit, but them returning 14.63 thousand shares today. 31.21% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 111.99 million shares overall are being shorted. Currently, through IBKR does indicate roughly around 850,000 shares is available to be shorted. So by them returning with there being some available shares, it does show that they feel like there is more upside coming. and even over the last little bit they've been returning. So I think that's kind of a bullish thing. Once again, just kind of reading between the lines. Moving over to the options, 2.1 million in calls, 767,000 in puts, and then 50% of all the options being done are bullish in nature. So pretty good for that. I think overall just a little bit low on the volume front from options, but still I think that's nothing really to worry about. Based on the bulls, you are seeing a consensus for it to be roughly around that 850 to 9 for this week, and then the bears for it to be sub roughly 7 to 750. I think the bears are anticipating more of a breakdown across the board, not to do with SoundHound specific, but just through earnings, or possibly flip side, maybe a kind of escalation coming against China tariff wise. So I think that's what the bears are kind of looking at. Based on this, you are seeing 4 transactions on the secondary market above $100,000. All unfortunately are sells. So 1.26 million, 128,000, 142, and 169. So algorithmic trading is playing a very big part in SoundHound and just the broader market moving higher today. You are seeing a little bit more of an increase on the dark pool. Dark pool, as I always explain, is often enough used by shorts and other large entities, but with it right now at $8.12, it is trading between this pivot and this S1. So 769 is going to be a strong support, and it kind of bounced off of that general low area. So 770 was a low. Flip side, $9.08 is going to be the next strong target / resistance. With the recent news that did come out, I wouldn't be surprised if we do get a couple new ratings over the next little bit. So that could really propel and push SoundHound higher, of course, assuming they are bullish and positive and everything. But given the news, like honestly, I could see another 15 plus ratings coming out. Currently, as a consensus, $14.90 is that price target, representing a 83.05% upside. On the actual chart itself, though, not really much positives to bring up, as I've kind of expressed in the last couple of videos. So that 50-day moving average is sitting at currently that green line, $9.61. That's always a big pivot for SoundHound. 200-day moving average is sitting at $8.91. So those are a couple key levels to really watch for. But aside from that, given everything that has happened recently, you do see stochastic RSI, a nice bullish deviation, but it is considered rather neutral with it in the 50s. So I think all in all, big things are coming. I absolutely love this news. It's kind of comical, my timing. I did a bearish video yesterday just on the preliminary 14A and what I felt management is trying to do behind the scenes, but then SoundHound just says, F you, Cal, here's some kick-ass news. So that's just kind of funny how that all plays out. But nonetheless, I absolutely love this news. So let me know your general thoughts. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Did you buy today? Do you think that this news is as good as what I'm kind of expressing, or is there any other maybe side things that I'm not really and I didn't bring up about it? So what's your kind of thoughts on all that? One final thing, if you're looking for some kick-ass buy signals, pop over to my Patreon and get buy signals on stocks, options, crypto. Definitely worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. But with all that, appreciate all of you watching.